Hello and welcome to the Corrib Galway International Rally, round one of the 2024 Irish Tarmac Rally Championship. This will be the 47th running of the event since it began in 1971 and has the benefit of falling on the weekend of Ireland's newest bank holiday. Plenty of former and returning champions on view at the start ramp on a typically rainy night in Galway for this 14-stage event.
Callum, you're leading the way this weekend, our reigning Irish Tarmac Rally champion.
Yeah, it's a nice honour to be number one here in Galway. Event we haven't really won before, so yeah, it's nice that even we'll try and mostly get to the end of this weekend. Maybe I might deserve that number one, but no, we're happy, so yeah.
Divine will be equipped with the same Volkswagen Polo which won a victory in the 2023 Tarmac Series. Multi-Irish champion Josh Moffat, who switches from Hyundai to a newly acquired Citroen C3 Rally 2.
Always a tough weekend, and we've a long way to get through it. The conditions always fairly wet and slippy and all the rest, but yeah, look, at long weekend, we're looking forward to it. We've obviously a new car this year as well, so
yeah, I was just about to say, new year, new car. There's kind of a spring in your step, I hear it.
Yeah, for sure. So look, we have a lot of learning to do, but yeah, we sort of said, so there's no better place, we might as well get stuck in.
The likes of Sam Moffat's Hyundai, Johnny Greer's Citroen will be joined on the All-Star starting ramp by the three-time British Rally champion Matt Edwards in a Fiesta Rally 2, who for the first time will attempt a full assault on the Irish Tarmac Series in 2024.
Matt, you're signed up for the Irish Tarmac Championship. You must be raring to go.
Yeah, first time up the full championship, so we got a bit of a taste of a few of the events over the years, but never strung it all together and never been to Galway, so it's a good start for us to be here at all, after a few failed attempts in years gone by, so yeah, nice to put it all together with a lot of support behind it.
Also fancy their chances, Desi Henry. He might be in the shake-up in his Citroen C3 Rally 2.
Nobody really knows. There's a lot of hard hitters out there. You've Edwards, you've Moffat, you've Callum, you just don't know who could be quickest at the end of the first stage, but look, we'll give it our all. I think we've got a good package, we've got a good team now, and look, I think we'll hopefully not be too far away.
Next up is the former champion Gareth McHale in the VW Polo. And who is this moving into view, trying to mix it with the new crop? Why, it's the veteran Austin McHale in the family's 2006 version of the Ford Focus World Rally car.
Austin, such an exciting time. People out there are so excited to see you.
Yeah, we had good results here. We won Galway. Galway's always been very lucky for us, and to get a win in Galway was a good result for the championship, and it helped at the time. 5 times we won the Tarmac Championship as well, and nearly every time that we won Galway, we eventually won the championship as well.
Motorsport Ireland's Academy driver Aoife Raftery will help create an unusual piece of Irish motorsport history. She's recently appointed the Women in Motorsport ambassador for the event. Ines Viega of Portugal will be her co-driver.
Aoife, you must be really excited starting our home rally there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, look, it's a great event, first one of the year. Gary Ledden and all the team, they've organised a great event as always, and we're really excited to get on the stages tomorrow.
As the all-female crew rolls away, it was time to talk to the man with the money, Eugene Dalton from Corrib once again, the sponsor of the Galway International Rally.
Eugene, Corrib is growing from strength to strength, and it's great to be a title sponsor.
It is indeed, yeah, and I suppose having started in Galway, we're probably covering most parts of the country now, and even some of our colleagues have travelled up from Kerry today and come across from the Midlands and all through the West, so it's a great gathering of people as well associated with the rally.
And such an exciting entry as well.
Yeah, and by all accounts, a fantastic field. I know they were very happy last year, and this year is equally as big, so great entries from all over.
The Galway opener boasts a very strong field. 6 Tarmac title winners among the top 10 seeds, and although he's at number 3, Keith Cronin is the favourite and making a switch, moving on from the Polo he used on the British Championship events over the last couple of years, now in favour of the latest spec Fiesta from M Sport, Ford's official rally partner.
Delighted to see you back in the entry list. You must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be tricky, but good to be back. So we nearly started from scratch again, but we'll try and better ourselves in this morning and see how it goes. But there's going to be a big pace out there, so we'll just have to try to build ourselves up to it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen you on the entry list here.
Yeah, it's nearly 8 or 9 years, I'd say, so we have a lot of catching up to do.
Excitement has been building for Galway the past couple of weeks.
It has, yeah, obviously with the introductions to the championship and the new lads around and the boys over from the British Championship and all that with Keith and Matt. It's just no one knows who's going to be quickest on the first stage and everyone's waiting to see, so it's brilliant.
Jack, of course, you're our Billy Coleman Award winner, and it's your first Tarmac rally in this car this weekend.
Yeah, look, it's our first time coming to Galway and first tarmac rally in the car, so no, look, we're looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be tricky as per usual. It's my first time in Galway as well, so it'll definitely be tricky conditions out there. The weather will definitely come into play there all day, so no, look forward to getting going now.
Outside of the main field, there's also the modifieds in the National Rally, also a welcome addition to any Irish Tarmac Championship round.
Frank Kelly is back on the entry list and ready to take on the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship this year.
Would you believe this is the first time I've done Galway International?
And you're registered?
And I'm registered. Lauren talked me into registering for the championship. Haven't done a championship in 10 years. Maybe life an old dog yet.
Modern technology.
Round one of the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship, and the crews are all set to take on the challenging roads and conditions that Galway has to offer. What an event it's going to be. Let's go.
Preparation's now done, it's no looking back. It's wet and dark in Park Ferme, and out on the stages there'll be 8 on day 1 in the Headford area, while on Sunday there's 6 further tests. The service park was based at the Galway airport throughout the weekend, the finish ramp located at the Connaught Hotel on the Dublin Road. And so to the action over the first 5 stages, and it came as no surprise that Cronin jumped into an early lead. M Sport has been winless on the Irish scene since 2019. The Polos have stolen the show, while Josh Moffat found formidable form in his Hyundai. But Cronin showed that the choice of Fiesta Rally 2 was much to his liking. He led by 13 seconds on day 1 as he and navigator Mikey Galvin took the lead as early as stage 1. Josh Moffat wasn't happy with the handling of his Citroën C3. It was bottoming out on the jumps. He was not happy at all, but still second overall behind the leader Cronin. Top seeds, Divine, equipped with the same Volkswagen Polo that brought him victory in the 2023 Irish Tarmac Series, was in search of his first Galway win. After 5 stages, he was 9.7 seconds off Moffat and 22 off Cronin after 5. Some really good shots of the ruggedness of the Galway scenery as Noel O'Sullivan, Divine's regular co-driver, calls the notes for the former Motorsport Ireland Young Rally Driver of the Year recipient of the Billy Coleman Award.
6 right and a flat crest jump, 170 up the middle, gear, middle big crest jump, and flat crest into the dip, 130. Flat crest again past the walls, 150. Small crest at the farm, only 70. 3 right. Short, 2 left. And flat, 5 right. 60. Late, 3 right.
Very good start from Desi Henry and Stuart Loudon. 6th after stage 1 and 5th after stage 3. They were now up to 4th after 5 and just 4 seconds behind Divine. Declan Boyle and Patrick Walsh in their Citroën C3 Rally 2. Boyle up 1 place after stage 4 and was just 5.8 seconds off Henry. Boyle, a former Irish Tarmac Rally champion.
1 right of a crest, absolute. Left of a crest, absolute, 80. 1 left, absolute. Left of a crest, flow in, and crest again, small, absolute. Through dip, left of a crest, absolute. 2 crests, statement absolute, 100. Left of small crest, had break in 60. Stop dead at 6 right, at pole.
Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly in the Hyundai i20 R5. Steady enough, but Moffat has only done sporadic events in the last few years due to work commitments. He lost 5th on stage 5 and is now 5.8 seconds off Declan Boyle. Issues, sadly, for both Jonathan Greer and Matt Edwards. Greer went off on stage 4, Edwards even earlier on stage 2, but both Edwards and Greer rejoined on day 2, but massive disappointment for Matt Edwards, one of the pre-rally favourites. David Kelly and Dean O'Sullivan were perhaps to see them a surprise 7th place after 5. They were 14 seconds off Sam Moffat. Tyre choice crucial. Kelly seems to have the right rubber on the VW Polo. Gareth McHale and Ger Conway easing their way into the top 10, having been seated at 15. McHale, the 2008 Irish Tarmac Championship winner, was also the first ever driver to pick up points on a modern World Rally Championship season when he finished 6th in Mexico back in 2006. While the young McHale was pushing his way into the top 10, it was a gingerly start for the veteran Austin McHale and Brian Murphy in their Ford Focus World Rally car. But at least they got it to service midway through day one.
Austin, I'm hearing that the spectators are finding it extremely exciting seeing you out there and back in action.
Yeah, we're going okay. We're a bit nervous at the start of the first stage. You know, I haven't been in the car, was braking a little bit early. We dropped a bit of time on that, but I was getting more confident in the second half of it, and then we're having a fairly good run on the last stage, but it was cancelled sort of halfway through.
Eddie Doherty and Tom Murphy going well, but that's where it ended as their Skoda Fabia failed to come out after the end of stage 3. Into the top 10 went Cal McCarthy and Eric Callanan in the Citroën C3 Rally 2 after 5 stages, but sadly that's where McCarthy's rally ended. Ryan Loughran and Gareth Doherty in their Ford Fiesta R5 Rally 2 car had 1 or 2 moments out there. On stage 3 they hit a wall.
6 right, stop, 22 right, Cheney. 40. 2 left, go. Flat 6 right, 250 up. Oh. Flat 6 right, 250 up.
Send for the bricklayers and maybe glass manufacturers as well. Next out, a Mark II man in new machinery. It's Gary Kiernan and John McCabe in the Ford Fiesta, aiming to get to within a second of a kilometre of Ireland's fastest Rally 2 drivers by the end of the event. That was his ambition. He was on the edge of the Rally 2 drivers for most of the weekend. Good start for him in a new car. On to the modifieds now, and this is Mark Alcorn and Darren Curran in the Mark II Ford Escort. Sadly, Kevin Eves had it off on stage 1 and then went out on stage 2. Eves out early for the second year running, but he always pushes hard in the Toyota Corolla. Galway, it seems, has little sympathy for Kevin Eves. Second in the National Rally Series and 17th overall after the first 5 stages, Rodney Wilson and Conor McMahon in the Ford Escort, 18.3 seconds off the lead. As we heard, Frank Kelly is registered for the 2024 season. He's in the top 3 in the modified class in the Ford Escort as we reach 5 stages. It was an indifferent start for Conor Murphy, 19th overall and now 4th in his class 14.
It's tricky enough out there. We kind of bedded ourselves in, but we're happy enough. We'll go out this loop now and see how we go. Hopefully we'll keep with him in a...
Well, what a start by Psycho Motorsport.
Aye, we're leading now, but we're not doing nothing major in the first stage, but we kind of watched ourselves in that first stage.
Now, Rodney, I'd say you had something in your porridge this morning.
I don't know. It's steady enough, yeah. Nothing over the top.
Yeah, a nice opening loop there for you on the times.
Yeah, good opening loop, yeah. Stages are slippy, but that's rallying.
And so on to the action on the remaining 3 stages of day 1 of the Galway International Rally. Keith Cronin's return to the Tarmac Series may be somewhat unexpected, as it was widely believed that he'd take another tilt at a 5th British title. But he said the Tarmac Series here suits him because, from work point of view, 3 of the rounds are within an hour and a quarter of his home. The West Cork Rally, obviously, and the Killarney Rally of the Lakes, and the Cork 20. So that reduces the time he has to be away from his business overall during the year. And a great start from Cronin. He led at the end of day 1 by 15.6 seconds. Up to second of the remaining 3 stages of the day, the defending champion starting to put a bit of daylight now between himself and the rest. It's Callum Devine and Noel O'Sullivan in the VW Polo. Down to third, Josh Moffat and Andy Hayes bottoming out on the new Citroen. There's been a problem all day for Moffat. He's 19.9 seconds off Devine and 35.5 off our overall leader, Keith Cronin. Very good start, a steady start indeed for Desi Henry and Stuart Loudon. Just 6.4 seconds off Josh Moffat. Could he spring a surprise and perhaps get himself on a podium place? Declan Boyle holding steady in the Citroen C3 Rally 2. Plenty of experience behind those eyes. Declan Boyle, 35.1 seconds off Desi Henry in fifth.
Left double tightens, 2 right cut absolute, 40, 5 right cut to speed, keep in, 40, 6 left long, 5 right, stop and go, opens a sign, 5 and left, 30, stop dead square right, fast out, use the road, 100, 1 right, absolute. Keep your hand off the handbrake. 1 right, absolute line. 1 left, 100. Left of a 2 crest, absolute 150. All the way down to a 4 right cut, use the road. There you go.
David Kelly and Dean O'Sullivan continuing their march up the leaderboard, up to 6th, 25.7 seconds off Declan Boyle in the VW Polo. They've overtaken Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly in the Hyundai i20 We may not see much of Sam Moffat this year on the Tarmac Series because he's been rumoured to be just competing only and solely on the one-day National Championship. Gareth McHale and Ger Conway, 21.9 seconds off Moffat, and a steady 8th place for them as we head in towards day 2. Ryan Loughran and Gareth Doherty, well, they've had their issues on day 1. Crashed into a wall, broke the windscreen, and there was the odd obstacle on the road as well in front of their Ford Fiesta R5 Rally 2, and they remained in 9th place overall.
Stop 5 left, 32 right on. Stop 5 left, 32 right on. Go 500. Fuck's sake, 5 right at the sign.
Good start, Gary Kiernan in his new machine, the Ford Fiesta. Kiernan and John McCabe, 10th overall on the leaderboard, 33.7 seconds off Loughran in 9th. Outside the top 10, Michael Boyle and Dermot McCafferty in the VW Polo, 19.2 seconds off a top 10 place. Joseph McGonigal and Grace O'Brien, well, they had problems out in stage 7, a blown tyre, but nevertheless they're just 3 seconds off the Polo of Michael Boyle in the Citroen C3 Rally 2 after day 1. In the modifieds, Frank Kelly and Lauren Kelly, 13th overall in the Ford Escort. Going well, and maybe this could be the start of a very good year for young Mr. Kelly. They've overtaken on the last stage of the day Rodney Wilson and Conor McMahon in their Ford Escort. So there's just 2.3 seconds separating these two. Conor Murphy and Sean Collins in 15th overall in the Ford Escort. Mark Alcorn and Darren Curran were leading the modifieds in their Mark II Ford Escorts after 5 stages, but he dropped to 4th after a puncture on stage 7. Tom Holton and Stephen Reynolds in the Ford Fiesta, just 2.8 seconds now behind Alcorn. Behind Holton, Brendan Comiskey and the very experienced co-driver Arthur Kierans. They're down to 18th place though after 10. And pushing his way into the top 20, Keith Lyons and JJ Kremen in the Ford Fiesta. They're only 2.7 seconds off Comiskey, and it's tight between these competitors from 19 to 10. Leading the Rally 4 class, the Peugeot 208 of the Leitrim and Galway pairing of Keelan Grogan and Ayrton Sherlock. Ryan McHugh and Declan Boyle in another of the Fiesta Rally 4 cars, just 3.2 seconds behind Grogan heading into day 2.
And 4 right. 60. 5 right minus. 100C. Flat left. Flat right. Flat left at yellow. And flat right. You have 120 to stop square right. Don't remember build inside.
Good start for Aoife Raftery and Ines Viega in the Peugeot Rally 4. They were 5th in class, 3.5 seconds off a place in the top 4. Very good start from Aoife and her home rally. Next through, Jack Brennan and John McGrath. Brennan, the new Billy Coleman holder of the Young Rally Driver of the Year for 2023 in his Peugeot Rally 4. And in 5th in Rally 4, Matthew Boyle and Gary Byrne, another son of Declan Boyle's, in the Ford Fiesta. Others involved in the RC4 class: Joseph Kelly, Dylan O'Donoghue, and Conor Wilson.
Ryan, a serious battle there between the Rally 4 cars.
Aye, there is. It's coming down to points there, but it's getting slippy in there, so it'll be hard now to pick a tyre for the next loop, you know. That'll be... Maybe try and go slick, but it could be you could lose time on it as well, so it's just hard to know.
Oh, Keelan, you're enjoying the battle there with Ryan McHugh today?
It's very tight, yeah. I think there's only maybe a handful of seconds between us, but we're pushing hard, but we'll keep going, yeah. That's all we can do.
Yeah, that class is so competitive.
It is, yeah. Yeah, there is, and there's people behind us not too far away either if we do make a mistake, so we have to push but keep it on the road.
Now, Cian, it's your first tarmac rally. How's it going?
Yeah, good. It's first tarmac rally here in the Peugeot. Still learning the car and just going to use this weekend as a big learning curve and seeing what it's doing and how it handles in the rain and in the dry. We had a good enough cut in there. I think we were 3rd quickest with very little separating us, so happy out.
Aoife, 5 stages down your home rally and you're smiling.
Yeah, look, it's great to be here. The great rally, tricky conditions, but we're really enjoying it.
What are your plans for this year?
We're planning, obviously, we're going to try and return to the Junior European Championship, and as well we're going to probably look at doing both Irish tarmac and gravel events here then as well.
So the results after day 1 of the Corrib Irish Tarmac Rally Championship. No catching Keith Cronin at the moment. He and Mikey Galvin have a 15.6 second lead from Callum Devine now up to 2nd. Josh Moffat slipped to 3rd. It's Desi Henry in 4th, and an excellent top 5 for Declan Boyle and Patrick Walsh in the Citroën C3.
Here at the Corrib Galway International Rally, and conditions here are treacherous this morning. Keith Cronin has a 15-second lead behind Callum Devine and Josh Moffat. It's going to be tricky today.
Yeah, like 15 seconds is nothing, especially now with conditions like this. It's going to be another tough day. Callum was going hard yesterday evening. He said it came down to third choice in the end. We made a good third choice in the middle loop. He made a good one in the last loop. So hopefully we can stay where we are, but it will be difficult.
It's not much when you say it like that, but it's enough when you try and take it off a boy like that as well. So look, we'll try and see how we are in the first couple of stages, and if we can take some time, yeah, all well and be. But if not, we'll just manage second. We'll be happy.
Josh, you're 3rd there going into day 2. Battle on today.
Yeah, definitely so. And Desi Henry's not far off us as well. He's just sitting in 4th. So with the weather coming down there at the minute, it's going to be a tough day, tricky conditions again. So see what happens.
Yeah, look, we're happy with the way yesterday went. We had good pace, and look, we're in a fight for 3rd position here. So looks like tricky conditions today. So all we can do is give it our best, though.
Brian, I hear you were looking for a road slam there in the stages yesterday.
Aye, the last stage, where it was just maybe dropped 3 or 4 seconds, just had to stop dead. There was a sheep in the middle of the road, and it wouldn't move out of it. It literally stood there in the middle of the road till we stopped dead in front of it and then run out. So, aye, one of them things. Aye.
He was lucky.
Aye, he was.
Matt, a bit of a mishap yesterday. I'm sure you're out to get more stage miles now this weekend.
Yeah, stage miles, and give something back to the sponsors that helped us get here and get them some mileage that they didn't have yesterday. Bit of a strange one, really. We weren't really pushing and just seemed to lose grip in the middle of a corner, which was the same as several corners we'd had previous to the stage. So I hadn't done anything different, but there was obviously a change of grip that wasn't that obvious, and
yeah, the rest is history, really.
Bit of a dent there in the side of the car, but you're leading the modifieds.
I'm always carrying a dent of some description. We had a great day yesterday. The sort of conditions suited me, being a bit of a gravel man. Today it'll be interesting now with all this rain, even though Google says it's not raining right now.
I'm sure Rodney Wilton behind you is only 2.3 seconds off you. He'll be hot in your heels.
Rodney's a tight competitor. He gave us our full of it all day yesterday, and it took to the last stage to get ahead of him again, so I don't expect anything different today.
What do you think of the conditions now? How will it suit you?
Yeah, they are what they are. After being out yesterday, it gives us a wee bit more confidence today,
Now, David, a fantastic fundraiser. You're making awareness this weekend for Down syndrome. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so all the cars are carrying rallying for Down syndrome awareness, stickers on the cars. Basically just trying to raise awareness for Down syndrome as best I can, show it in a positive light. I have a daughter, Ruby, with Down syndrome. That's where it all came about. So all the proceeds will be going to New Centre of Excellence for Down syndrome in Swinford, County Mayo. Occupational therapy, speech and language, counselling services for parents. All the money's going into that. We're trying to raise as much as we can, so hopefully we can open the doors later in the year.
So to the action on the next 4 stages, 9 to 12. But stage 10 was cancelled, sadly, due to spectators standing in places they shouldn't. Despite the inclement weather, though, Cronin began to slowly and surely press home his advantage as he and Mikey Galvin opened up a gap of 30-odd seconds. No drama for Cronin in the purring Fiesta. 2 stages to go, victories in sight as the Ballylickey ace used all his experience to find the perfect balance to notch up a succession of stage wins. Try as he might, Callum Devine couldn't match Cronin's almost metronomic pace, and the driver admitted braking too early on some of the early stages on day 2 as he struggled on the new tyres in the wet, having never driven on them before in his Volkswagen Polo. Nevertheless, second place was his lot, and he was almost 30 seconds ahead now of Josh Moffat in third. Moffat in the new Citroen had all but given up a chance of winning as he eyed a top 3 spot. However, there was also the question of winning €5,000 for being the top finisher in the Citroen C3 Rally 2 trophy, which was heating up on Sunday morning. Josh Moffat held a 6.4 second advantage over Desi Henry at the start of Sunday's stages. And now, with 2 to go, the gap between himself and 4th place Henry was just over 2 seconds. Henry was pushing hard in his best ever run in an Irish Tarmac Championship round, despite the fact his Citroen slid up a bank on special stage 12 as he was pushing too hard. He cut the gap to Moffat to a mere 2.1 seconds with 2 to go. Sam Moffat, the elder of the Monaghan siblings, showed there was life in the Hyundai i20 yet. He was 5th, moving up 1 place on stage 12 as he edged past another former champion, Declan Boyle. Boyle has been concentrating on his business over the last few years, and he has rallied sporadically, but in Galway he showed us life in the old dog yet. 5th place was still up for grabs with 2 to go. The gap between Sam Moffat and Boyle Citroen, just 0.6 of a second. The real surprise of this year's event was the performance of the 23 seed David Kelly and Dino Sullivan in their Polo. With 2 to go, they were 7th, 9.3 seconds off Sam and Declan. Any mistake by the pair ahead of Kelly would allow the VW driver a chance of what could be a top 5 place. Michael Boyle and Dermot McCafferty jumped 2 places after stage 12 and were now safely ensconced in the top 10. Their Polo, however, was 2 minutes back from Kelly. 9th was another Citroen C3 R2 of Joe McGonigal, who also jumped 2 places on the 3rd last stage of the weekend. And with 2 runs remaining, he was 6.2 seconds behind Michael Boyle in the testing Galway conditions. The top 10 was rounded out by Gary Kiernan, who would have been more than pleased with his Fiesta as he steps up now from the national class. Kiernan lost a place though on stage 12. He was now 9 seconds behind Joe McGonigal. Ryan Loughran was flying through the rain on day 2, and on stages 9 and 11 he set 2 top 3 times. That moved him up to 8th overall. However, a puncture on stage 12 halted his progress, and then Loughran changed his puncture but then collided with a bridge and finished up in a field in his Ford Fiesta, ending his rally. Outside the top 10, Keith Lyons was still going, 20th overall with 2 to go. Steady run from the Limerick driver. Jonathan Greer resumed on Sunday under Rally 2 rules to give him more time behind the wheel of his new machine. And having gone off on stage 2 on day 1, ending his challenge, Matt Edwards rejoined after going out. But he used day 2 to get used to Irish conditions, and hopefully there'll be better days ahead for Edwards in the next round in West Cork.
100, flat crest, 130,
Right, max 130, 3 left minus short, to brow 200, flat 5 right minus, into flat crest 200, slippy maybe 4 left minus, opens max long.
In the modifieds, Rodney Wilton was now in 3rd place and in 25th place overall. Frank Kelly had jumped into 2nd place in modifieds in the Mark II Ford Escort. And the new modified leader in 17th overall, Conor Murphy and Sean Collins in their Ford Escort. As we move to service ahead of the last 2 tests, and we catch up with some of the leaders.
Hi Keith, you have a good lead now by 31.9 seconds.
Yeah, no, we had a good loop there. Didn't go mad, we just tried to push where we knew it was clean and be careful where it was tricky. So yeah, we have a good lead now and try and do the same again in the next loop hopefully, but look, it's still really tricky. You could get caught out anywhere out there. So yeah, 2 tough stages to go yet.
Sam, a big battle going on there between yourself and Declan Boyle.
Yeah, we made a good tyre choice there and we pulled the gap back in, so very happy. Yeah, looking forward to the evening loop now and getting more grips with everything here, and yeah, hopefully we can hold 5th and see if we can just pull a bit of time off the boys in front and just be happy with our pace for the next rally.
And you're starting little Holly here off Young, bringing her to the rallies.
Absolutely. She loves the whole thing, so loves the cars. So yeah, good to be at it.
Declan, a huge battle going on between yourself and Sam Moffat, only 0.6 between you.
Yes, that's all. Sam's been a thorn in my side for a long time, for many years, but he is 0.6 ahead now, so I don't know. I'll drive as hard as I can and as comfortably as I can and see where it is in the end.
Frank, you have such fabulous merchandise here, and it's a great day for, I'd say, there's big sales here today.
Well, we're trying to keep everybody dry and warm, and every jacket that goes gives me a wee bit of a tyre, so it feeds my addiction, so it's all to feed my addiction.
There's only a few seconds separating yourself from the top 3, a big battle on.
It's a big battle. I'm struggling, if I'm honest. Conor Murphy's coming very strong and got ahead of me now, and so has Rodney and Conor. So I need to do something different, so we're going for a weird tyre choice just to see what happens. Spin that coin and see what happens.
It might go in your favour.
You never know. God loves a tryer, and I can be very trying.
We're in the lead now, right, but it's very fine margins, so we'll go with this loop now and just try and keep them held back, but it won't be easy. The boys are flying, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's only 5.9 between the top 3 now today.
Yeah, no, there's very fine margins. It's anyone's rally yet, so we'll see how we get on now.
Rodney, you're 2nd overall in the modifieds, but only 2.3 seconds off Conor Murphy.
Yeah, we're going well. Had a good run on that 3rd stage and the 4th stage. We had an overshoot, but still had a decent time on it. There's nothing between myself, Conor and Frank. All it takes is a missed gear or that. But it's a good battle, and it's bringing the best out in all of us. So I'd say you could toss a coin between us going into it at the last 2 stages.
This was the historic roundup. Ray Breen and Damien Morrissey were early pace setters in the historic class on day 1. But mechanical issues in the Subaru Legacy left them playing catch-up on day 2. John O'Donnell on full attack on his BMW M3 on day 2. A series of good runs moved him ahead of Hugh McQuaid and Declan Casey and into 3rd place. The Welsh pairing of Thomas and Uric Davis were looking to start their year with the runner-up results in historics. And ahead of them, Marion Evans was looking to successfully defend his 2023 historic Galway Rally victory alongside co-driver Anthony O'Sullivan. He had a comfortable lead with 2 tests remaining.
Marion, you're our historic rally leader. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely, because obviously Galway is not a good, easy place to come. So it's quite difficult to come because of the conditions. You know, you've got to read the conditions, etc. So it's very changing all the time. Probably the hardest rally of the year. So happy to hopefully get through the last 2 and get a back-to-back in Galway, which would be very pleasing.
Yeah, it's been good and nice weekend. Been close to Marion, but he's pulled away now. So had a bit of an overshoot and lost a bit of time, but he was still had a bit of a lead anyway. But I've enjoyed it. It's been tricky conditions, but still enjoyable.
John, you're 3rd overall in the historics.
Yeah, that's right. Really good 3 stages there. So pity the second one was cancelled this morning, but we've taken 120 or 125 out of Hugh McQuaid there, so we're up to third. So we're 35 off second, so we're just going to settle ourselves now.
Yeah, and you're after switching to historic this year.
Yeah, switch to historic. I think everybody knows the back-wheel drive suits us a bit better, that R5 thing. I don't know, we're too old and haven't got the time and energy to put into it, but now them lads in that level are just different. So enjoying it here. It's a great race, and as I say, it's something new and it's good fun, and it's probably not as expensive neither, which is good, you know.
Let's give you now the class winners.
Class 10 winners, Eddie and Ellie Coogan in the Peugeot 106.
Class 11F, James Bradley and David Byrne in the Civic. Class 11R winners, Anthony O'Brien and Michael Laverty in the Toyota Corolla Twin Cam. Class 12 went to Mickey Conlon and Donald Lennon in their Ford Escort. Class 13 winners, John Warren and Ruthan O'Connor in yet another Toyota Corolla Twin Cam. Class 15 went to Andy Heakin and Darren Lynch in a Subaru Impreza. Class 20 victors, Pat and Jonathan Kelly in their Ford Fiesta. Class 22 went to Paul and Caitlin McHugh in their Honda Integra. Tom Holson and Stephen Reynolds led Class 24, but they didn't finish in their Ford Fiesta. Likewise, Gareth McHale also led Class 24 for a while, but he didn't get their VW back to the finish ramp. And likewise, a non-finish for the old fella, Austin McHale, the 6-time Galway winner, didn't get his World Rally Championship car to the finish on day 2. In Class RC3, the winner, Brendan Comiskey and Arthur Kierans in their Ford Fiesta. In Class C4, Joseph Kelly and Killian McArdle finished in third, with Aoife Raftery and Jack Brennan, some of the top names to fall away in the tricky Galway conditions. After slipping behind Ryan McHugh's Ford Fiesta on Sunday's opener, Keelan Grogan bounced back with a couple of fastest times to grab a 12.5-second lead with 2 stages to go. But a collision with a bale would prove pivotal for Keelan Grogan. The resulting 7-second loss was enough for Ryan McHugh to slip ahead and clinch his first Rally 4 victory of the year. In Class 17, winner Johnny McDade and Tony McGovern in their Talbot Group B Samba. In the historic category, early pace setter Ray Breen stormed his way back through the pack on Sunday. His stunning times aboard the Subaru Legacy ensured he sealed the top 6 spot. John O'Donnell in his BMW M3 took the final podium in historics with over 30 seconds in hand. The Welsh pairing of Thomas and Uric Davis more than happy to start their year with a runner-up result. And Marion Evans was looking to successfully defend his 2023 historic Galway Rally victory alongside co-driver Anthony O'Sullivan, and he duly did so with plenty in hand.
Marion, a fantastic result for you this weekend.
Yeah, obviously very happy to come back and do it back to back, and as we did it last year, so it was nice to come back and show it wasn't luck last year, so yeah, it's nice to do it twice in a row.
In the juniors, Ronan Dorian looked set to seal a victory until a mechanical failure cost him several minutes on the final stage and relegated him to third. Owen and Dara Kelly finished in second, 1 place ahead of long-time leader Dorian. But the winners, Jason Wilkinson and Danny Cannon, grabbed a near 3-minute victory in the juniors. The top Galway crew was car number 52, driven by David Quigley alongside Dean Raftery in the Honda Civic. In the modifieds, Frank Kelly, Rodney Wilson and Conor Murphy found themselves in a 3-way Ford Escort fight for 2-wheel honours. Third was Rodney Wilson, who lost the chance of winning, driving into a hedge and having to reverse out on stage 12. With 1 stage to go, Murphy held an 11-second lead over Kelly, with Wilson a further 6.6 seconds back. But disaster struck Murphy's Escort, whose engine died at the end of the final stage. The Kerry driver made it to the finish, but finished in second. That all fed at the heads of Frank Kelly, who ended a terrific modified battle. 4 seconds to the good and a great start, with something of an unexpected win.
Frank, first time doing Galway, and you're the modified winner.
Aye, the wind was in our sails today. We had a great weekend. We just couldn't seem to do much wrong. I can do lots wrong when I get half a chance, but everything went really well. Lauren told me what to do, when to do it, and I did what I was told.
So Lauren, he was telling me there that you're the real boss in the car.
That's debatable sometimes. I'd like to think I am, but...
Your first Galway for you as well?
Yeah, fantastic. We really expected this to just be a weekend of survival and didn't expect to enjoy it, but we had one of the best weekends I think we've ever had, really.
So, the top 6 then overall at the Galway International Rally. In 6th place, Desi Henry. A moment on stage 14 to pay to his podium push when Henry slipped wide onto a square left junction. His Citroen was beached, but spectators pulled Henry out of the roads again, although the time lost cost him 2 positions to Declan Boyle and David Kelly. 1.4 seconds off 5th place, which went to David Kelly and Dean O'Sullivan in the polo. Terrific day for them, and just 3.6 seconds off 4th place, which went to Declan Boyle and Patrick Walsh in the Citroen C3 Rally 2. Josh Moffat had to be content with 3rd alongside Andy Hayes in the Citroen C3 R2, and also won the Citroen C3 R2 trophy. 2nd, Callum Devine. He could do nothing alongside Noel O'Sullivan in the VW Polo by catching the overall winner, 38.1 seconds off the lead at the end of the 14 stages.
Flat crest 80, Yumpy crest at the house 100. Here's Jordan, 3 left, slippy. 130, over rough. Here, long 5 right over bump, narrows, shiny. 80, 6 left, 6 right over bump. 150, rough. Short, 4 left, here, slippy. And right on flat crest, 200.
The overall winner, he's got class. He's shown it in the British Championship. He's also won the Irish Series once. And now he's set himself up for the rest of the season with a win in Galway. Keith Cronin and Mikey Galvin, 38.1 seconds ahead of the rest in the Ford Fiesta. A win in return for M Sport.
Probably optimistically hoping for a podium. But to be on the top step of the podium is brilliant. We just got into rhythm early in the rally, and we were pushing on, and lucky made no mistakes over the weekend, and built a lead, and then just tried to manage the lead, and we came home with the result.
Galway obviously hasn't been a great rally for us in the past, and we always struggled on it. So, no, to get 2nd and good points on the board is, we're happy.
It was a tough weekend. Now we're just glad to get to the end of it, and to get the Citroen Trophy in the end, winning it's a nice boost to the weekend as well.
Yeah, a great initiative there with the Citroen Trophy.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like it's the first time in a very long time there's been prize money available there in Irish rallying, so it's nice to get it for sure.
So these are the top 5 as we move to the next round in West Cork. Keith Cronin wins ahead of Callum Devine, Josh Moffat, Declan Boyle and David Kelly in 5th. And a very successful weekend as well for the clerk of the course, Gary Leonard.
You must be delighted with how this weekend went. It was such a fabulous event.
I am. I'm really delighted with Elaine. It went off very well, and thanks to everyone who helped out and worked hard on the event, and to our sponsors and all the competitors as well who entered the event. And especially a big thanks to all the residents on the stages and local businesses who were behind us 100%.
That's it here from the Corrib Galway International Rally. What a weekend we've had. Congratulations to all our winners, and to Keith Cronin and Mikey Galvin for taking the overall win. From me and everyone on The Limit Sports, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Before we go, let's have a look at some of the more entertaining moments on this year's Galway International Rally. Bye.